It's fine.
Yeah, I just don't like the phrase,
No, I don't like
honestly.
that either. I don't like that either. It didn't sound good.
Has a dirty connotation to it for sure.
It does. It's not nice. It's almost like the word moist.
Yeah,
Hate that.
very similar to that for sure.
My skin crawled when I said that.
I'm not going to say I have that fixation, but I definitely have that fixation as well.
I think I get
So,
addicted to things easy. I think that's like my
yeah,
issue here.
what one would call that a addictive personality.
Yes, one would equate that to ADHD, a little bit of it's just a hodgepodge of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what else is fun?
What?
Starting the show.
Yeah.
Welcome to WASD and Beyond, everybody. We are your hosts, Nick and Brody. Uh, I sound like sexy Peter Griffin right now because I'm a little bit congested. So my voice is a little bit lower on the lower spectrum. But welcome to the show, everybody. Um, yeah, let's kick it off with our sponsors and the Spawn Camp itself. And we'll head right into the show. We are sponsored by Final Boss and Doc Longy. Please check them out. I'm currently wearing the Mortal Kombat Final Boss shirt, and it rules. I've had this thing for so fucking long, and quality's still there. Never fades. Shit's amazing. Buy from Final Boss. If you missed the Fallout drop, that sucks. Keep your eyes open. Could be some leftovers. Doc Longy's got some leftovers on his site as well. He's preparing for his next drop, so get ready for that. So head on over to the Final Boss website and the Doc Longy website. Descriptions and links are in the goddamn description. That's what I meant to say. We're gonna
We
get
got
on
that.
we're gonna get on track here. While you're at it, please check out the Spawn Camp community. It is a free server that we've created for everybody to join. Come game with us, play D&D, host your own D&D sessions. We don't care. Come have fun, watch movies. They were just watching Planet of the Apes in there the other night. It was a blast. Those guys were having a blast watching Planet of the Apes and playing Counter-Strike and all that good shit. Join the server. Come have fun. Come chat with us. You'll learn more about the show before episodes drop. Just come have fun. There's no paywalls. It's free. Spawn Camp community. It's for you. It's for me. Rhyming. See, this is why advertisers need to hire us on the spot. I'm quick with it.
Yeah.
I'm quick with it. I'm just saying. Um, yeah, let's hop right into the show. But before that, dude, do you remember
Yes.
last year around this time, the Las Vegas aliens or not?
Yeah. Yeah, 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 I do.
Bro. I was listening to my favorite podcast, last podcast on the left. They're talking about it today. So the footage got checked out and it's not doctored and it wasn't faked. The cops' reactions were genuine. Brody, I'm telling you, aliens landed in Las Vegas. This is Mars Attacks. I am pumped for this. Your thoughts?
I don't know, man. It doesn't matter. Like,
It
it
matters.
I mean, it does, but it doesn't. Like, nothing came of it, right? Like, it's just kind of a thing that what do you mean, "Eh"?
I might join MUFON soon. I don't know yet.
Jesus Christ.
I think my wife will leave if I do that.
I think I'll leave if you do that.
I can't lose another fucking co-host. I can't. You're the third one.
You're running out of friends.
No one else is gonna do it. Everyone's gonna be like, "You want me to put work into this?" I don't think so. I'm like, dude,
Oh,
I just need help. I All I'm saying
nah.
is, if aliens are real, which I think they are, please just come down. It's a rough time down here on Earth. Stop looking at us and laughing. It's so rough right now.
Do you think aliens would help us?
Yeah, dude.
Is that where you're going with this? You think the aliens would come down and be like, "We pity you fucking stupid ass earthlings."
Maybe. And they'll be like, here, none of you have to work again because here's all of our technology that does everything for you. But then I feel like we become the Wally people. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100 fucking percent.
I mean, half half of the people I know in my life are already the Wally people. And there's nothing wrong with being comfortable. I'm all for ABC, always be comfy. But at some point, always being comfy looks very uncomfy.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get behind that.
Okay, I'm not being
Yeah,
mean because I'm
no.
chunky. I'm actively trying to lose weight, and I'm drinking a lot of water, and I'm going on walks. Even though the walk I went on earlier was counterproductive because I just took my son to fucking 7-Eleven and got him a Slurpee anyways. So I exercised, but then I gave him soda. See? So now he's
Yeah, he's a
unhealthy.
kid. He's fine.
Now
It's good
he's
for him.
unhealthy. Good for me.
Nah, wait, he's a kid, and like it barely affects children. It'll be fine.
Dude, this dude was on the, like, in his little wagon thing because it was like a mile and a half walk. He was taking sips going, like, big eyeing at me. And I was like, holy shit, dude. I don't know if this is I almost got him the Mountain Dew one because he was like, I want the green one. I'm like, no fucking way. You're getting the Mountain Dew one. No fucking way.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe not.
Like,
there, there is certainly a line for sure.
I just got him Coke.
Like kids are resilient; they'll be all right. And a Slurpee every once in a while isn't gonna kill them.
No, no, I don't believe so. I just like looked under my desk and it looked like something ran out under my desk.
Did you have a little mini heart attack there? Did you?
I I'm freaking out. We're gonna continue until I get bit by something. Let's hop right into what we've been playing, what we've been up to. You went to a concert last night.
I did.
Let's
Yeah,
talk about that for a minute.
I drove my happy ass over to Chicago, which is about 2.5 hours away. It was about 3 hours because it was on the other side of Chicago. And went and saw, if not for me, Barry Tomorrow and Electric Callboy. Yeah,
I mean, I know
it
you
was.
like you like Electric Callboy a lot.
Yeah, I'm not like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm like a super fan or
You
anything by any
drove to
means, but
Chicago.
so
I would say
I
you're a big fan if you drove 2 hours.
really
Yeah,
like
dude. I haven't done
it
that since
was
I was
more
like
so.
23.
It was more so the fact that like it's a year. They're from Germany. Like
Oh,
they
okay.
don't really come to the states very often. Like it was just more of a like, hey, we better go see them while we can type of thing.
Yeah, about to say, when will
Um,
I see them next? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They I think they made a tour last year too, but they only play like specific dates and a lot of it is actually festivals. So, like if you want to see them, you and just see them, like yeah, you got to drive a little ways. And I live in Indiana, so people don't really come to Indiana.
You,
Like
you, got-
no
you
matter yeah, I'm not the closest big city that big names come to is, Indy or Detroit or Chicago. They're all about the same difference. So it doesn't really matter to me. Like I driving 2 hours to a concert is not that crazy.
you guys don't even have vaults technically in the Fallout universe. Do you know that?
Yeah,
There
I
are
did. Yeah,
there are no
yeah.
vaults in Indiana. In
Well, that's
why?
fair.
Indian
That's fair,
I
I
like
suppose.
Indianapolis.
It's alright.
It was cool.
Nothing.
I don't know.
It's nothing like super duper special by any means.
I mean,
Like
it's not. It
it's
is no
cool.
Detroit, I will say.
And thank God, I don't.
Okay,
What do you
we
want
don't.
from me?
Okay. I shot first. I
Eh,
don't need. Okay, Han
yeah,
Solo.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyways, no, that sounds like a good night though, man. I haven't gone to a show in a minute. There's the Blood Brothers. I don't know if you know who they are.
Yeah,
Okay, they're touring again, and they're not coming to Detroit. So now I have to go to Chicago in December to go
which is
see
a
them.
further drive than what I made.
5 hours. But
Yeah, it's
okay, but I'll never see them again.
and I'll probably never see Electric Callboy again.
Potato, potato.
Yeah, in fucking glass houses, my friend.
Yeah, I'm just firing at the hip here, and you're ADS. You're fucking looking
Listen.
down sight. Oh my fucking god! What have you been playing lately, buddy?
So I jumped into some Hades too. We didn't get to talk about it after it came out,
Yeah.
just because we had our interview last week. And so I've been playing a decent amount of it. Not as much as I really would like. I'm kind of on that fence of like how much time do I want to invest into it while it's in early access, because then I'm pretty sure things will mostly reset, or if I want any achievements or anything from it, like I got to start over.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of on that weird like how much do I play? But I will say it's actually really, 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 really good, especially for an early access game. Like it is polished as hell. It is everything that the first game was and more. I actually really am enjoying my time with it. They made some minor tweaks, and they're just big enough to kind of like make a difference. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too like I mean, it's still Hades, right, on its surface, but they made a couple different changes to the character because you're playing essentially as a witch this go around.
Okay.
Um, but it's really good. Like I am thoroughly enjoying my time with it. But yeah, it'll probably be a little bit before I fully like go crazy with it, and I think it's supposed to. I think it's gonna be in early access pretty much all year. I think they were gonna try to take it out of early access like early next year, if I remember correctly. But regardless, it's fantastic, and if you enjoyed Hades, you'll enjoy Hades too. Played, let's see, I've been playing more Stellarblade, which still loving that game. Like it's just a good time. And I think I said it on the podcast at one point, but it reminds me of a PS2 game, like in the best way. Like
Gotcha.
that very it's a pretty simple gameplay loop of sorts where it's just like, hey, you go and get a bunch of side quests and then you go out and do the side quests, which can be a little tedious. And then you know go back to the town, turn in the side quests, and then hey, you may get a few more side quests or whatever, and basically knock out as many side quests as you want to do. I have been doing all of them because that's just how my brain is. And then yeah, and then once you finish all the side quests that are available, you'll get side quests for like the next area, and then you can go do the main mission, and then you know it unlocks more side quests and more things to explore. There's a bunch of like collectathon type of like you go around collect these like soda cans. Like everything is just on its surface is pretty simple. I'm getting to the point where I believe I fully maxed out one of the upgrades as far as not your skill tree, but like a you actually get these upgrades that you can do. So I maxed that out. I can't remember which one it is. I'm like drawing a blank. I haven't touched it for like a week now, but yeah, it's just really good, man. Like I'm enjoying the combat. I'm enjoying the like the story's whatever, right? It's not an incredible knock your socks off story by any means, but and most of it's, you know, predictable from a mile away, but the gameplay's fun and that's what really kind of matters to me personally. And I'm definitely going to finish it. I it's one of the rare games that I've actually kind of thought about going back in on New Game Plus too.
Yeah.
Which just because it's not a horribly long game. I think I'm probably I don't know, 15 to 16 hours into it probably, somewhere in that ballpark. And I'm not sick of it. I'm not annoyed with it. Like I've actually been taking quite a bit of breaks. Like normally a game that is about this length I would have had knocked out by now, but life's been busy and such, so I haven't really gotten to play as much as I would like. And typically on the weekends I hop into the Discord on the PC so we can play, you know, party games and such. But yeah, no,
Fucking games, bro.
it's right. It's really good. I do kind of wish I could devote a little bit more like isolated time to just playing that instead of being, you know, um kind of pulled in a million different directions to try to play other games and other things and do all that nature all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's really scratching an itch that I was hoping it would. And initially playing the demo, I thought it was going to be that Dark Soulsy kind of combat, which I enjoy, but can also be tedious if you aren't in the mood for it. But now it's starting to get to the point where I've upgraded enough, and my attacks are getting a lot quicker, where it actually feels more like an action combat game.
Like Devil
I
May Cry,
do.
Bayonetta type game.
Yeah, kind of in that vein. I'm not quite to that point, and I think there's some further upgrades that you can get that'll do that as you progress a little further, but I'm not quite there yet, but definitely getting a little quicker, getting a little bit, more agile. And really some of the boss fights can be pretty difficult. And
Yeah.
I do have a problem with like some of the timing here and there, and I don't know if that's a me thing or if it's like actually something that there's a little bit of a delay or I'm not finding that window quite right sometimes. So I mean, there's been a handful of bosses I've tried, 10 times probably before I beat. And I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? And then next thing you know, all of a sudden it all clicks and it works, right? But I have some problems with it here and there, but nothing game breaking. And like I said, overall, my time with it has been enjoyable, and I will definitely finish it out and maybe go through it again. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, they plan to support it going forward and continue to make little changes here and there. But yeah, it does seem like I haven't seen credits obviously, but once it does seem like a game that could easily go into like a Stellarblade 2 or something. I mean, even if you aren't following Eve and the main character of this game, you could follow another android or what I can't remember exactly what their name is
Basically
for
the
it, but
major from Ghost in the Shell.
yeah, more or less. But yeah, it's scratching an itch, and I'm enjoying my time with it, and we'll continue to report back as I progress further. It did have like a weird section that almost turns into like a horror game, like Dead Space for a minute.
In
Like you
Stellarblade?
Yeah, you can't use your sword for a minute, and they make you use your gun. You get this like gun attachment at one point, pretty early on, so that's not like a huge spoiler or anything. But there's like a section that you can no longer use your sword, and it forces you to use that gun. It's kind of wild.
That's awesome.
It tries to do a lot of different things, but I think it mostly lands on most of them. Um, Let's see. On my Steam Deck game recently has been Blaze Blue, Entropy Effect.
Okay.
Entropy Effect, sorry. But it's like a roguelike. You you're this little robot and um you kind it's you basically take over characters from the Blaze Blue world, and then you just travel through. It's not really a Metroidvania. They're like these little levels you go through, kill people, and then once all of the enemies are dead, you move on to the next section, and then it has like different events that pop up. Like, I mean, pretty standard roguelike. But it feels good. Like it's a lot of fun to play. I don't play a ton of it. Like, I'm not gonna sit down and have like a 6 hour bender of playing this game like I would something like Hades. But it's a perfect little like pick up and play a little bit here on
Gap
the Steam
filler.
Deck, and then yeah, just a little gap filler type game. I saw a lot of praise about it, so I picked it up, especially because the art style is really fucking cool on it. And it's good. Like it plays very well. It again, the story's kind of whatever, right? But it's a roguelike, and it does it fairly decent and kind of almost again not a Metroidvania sort of way. Like you're not traversing a map and finding secrets or anything. It's pretty straightforward in what it's doing, but you can combine different characters as you unlock them and create like a inherit a trait from another character type of deal, and then you're creating these like fusions of some sort that
Kind of cool.
um yeah, it's got some cool ideas there. I mean, nothing groundbreaking by any means, but I think it is executed exceptionally well, and it's a pretty fun little gap filler. Like,
Yeah.
pick up, make a run, and here you go. Like, on to the next thing, and you make your little slow upgrades, just like like a Hades or whatever, where you're going in and it's like, oh well, I got this much currency from this run, and so I can go in and I can upgrade this, And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, then there's progression to that. And of course, you get more powerful, make it further. The boss fights are pretty interesting. I've only ran into probably 3 or 4 different bosses so far, but so far they've all been very different and unique. And the first time you go in there, you get fucking mollywopped because you have no idea what's happening. And then, yeah, it's from there, it's, you figure out the patterns, and then go back and kick that boss's ass and move on. Um, Outside of that, let's see. We did. I know I've got a bunch of games here, but
Buddy, you're good.
Party Animals was
We played
we
that
we
on
played some
Saturday.
Party Animals over this over the weekend, and that was fun. Played a little bit of Counter Strike, the typical. Like, I'm not gonna go into detail on those because you probably have an idea what they are.
Yeah.
Um, and then I'm probably going to let you talk more about this because you've
Okay.
played a lot more of it than I have. But I played a little bit of Cryptmaster, and it's a fucking fun game. And they do a lot of really cool shit.
Oh my
And
God,
with
yeah.
that, I'm going to ask you, Nick, what have you been playing, buddy?
Well, before we get to Cryptmaster, which I've been playing, I was literally playing before we started recording. A lot of Counter Strike with Evan, Brody. I mean, damn, like it's a rotating rogues gallery of the server playing Counter Strike, and it's fucking awesome right now in that server
Yeah.
for Counter Strike. Everyone's getting better at the game. Like those who never played Counter Strike, or like someone like me who I kind of stopped after Source and then started playing a little bit of Go, but I just never made that jump for some reason. I never got good with Go. I don't know why, because it just is what it is. But CS2, I'm getting my feet back on the ground again, and really like starting to nail shots again, and it's feeling really good. Evan helps a lot with that shit too, though. Like, placements and this and that. Julian helps a lot, so we got a lot of good guys for Counter Strike. So I've been having a blast with that. Um, Fallout, I've been back and forth on like one through four. So I've been playing all the Fallouts like spontaneously. Have been having a blast with the old point click Fallouts. So Fallout 1 and 2. I'm not playing tactics. Um, New Vegas is always a blast, and the Capital Wasteland is phenomenal. I love Fallout 3. Fallout 4 is also at this point uh, amazing to me again. It's a lot of that. I have a list of games I want to play that I'll bring up right now before we get into Cryptmaster. So I definitely want to get into Animal Well. I want to get Ghost of Tsushima for my PC because to me that's gonna be the definitive way to play it. It's out now, so if you have a computer, you want to play Ghost of Tsushima right now, you can play that game.
Did you play it on PlayStation?
I did, I did, and I liked what I played, but 30 frames compared to like what my computer will do to that game. I liked the game. I liked the loop. I liked the story. I liked what I was playing. And Evan's been playing it since like 10 a.m.
God,
Yeah, like you never played you played Ghost of Tsushima, did you not?
I platinumed it.
Yeah, I love that game.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, but now I
The
want to play
30
it on PC.
frames never really bugged me on PlayStation though. Like
I'm a snob.
I thought it was fine.
I am a snob. I built this for a reason. Like I built this little battle station for a reason.
I like to play games, when they come out.
I do too.
So
That's
I can talk about them with,
uh,
the rest of the people that play them
so our
3 years
audience.
prior to it
Yeah.
actually coming to PlayStation or to
PC.
PC.
Yeah, so our
Yeah.
audience. Um,
Yeah.
Dude, GTA 6 gonna be a bitch when it comes out because you know it's not releasing on PC.
Oh, of course not.
It's
Rockstar's terrible with PC stuff. It's
yeah, but then
awful.
it comes out a year later and it's like, wow, this is better. Whatever. We don't have to touch that right now. Fall of 2025, by the way, is what we're
You're
hearing.
such a prude.
Well, whatever. So fall of 2025
The
for
PC.
GTA.
Fucking pinky out.
I don't even have cone. I'm not even drinking, so I can't even like do a fancy little toast. And then Crow Country. I wanna
Bro
play
country.
Crow
Okay.
Country. I've been hearing awesome things about that game. So go check out all those games I've listed.
I saw something about a game called, and it's not typically a game that I would really get into. 1000 X Resist.
Okay.
is another game that people have been talking about. They have a bundle that's actually with Cryptmaster of all things.
What?
But I don't know how to feel about what I have seen from it. Like everything I have seen so far has been kind of like it almost looks. Speaking of like a it almost looks like a PS3 game,
Okay.
and it's more visual novel than it is game, from my understanding.
Okay.
But people seem to fucking love it. Like I've heard quite a bit about it recently from I was listening to Giant Bomb and they brought it up and I hadn't even heard of this game, but they brought it up as a game that they wanted to try, and then reading all of the reviews on it, like people are saying it's like, oh, I don't really like visual novels, but this was like one of the best
Just
stories that I've
badass.
seen in games for a while. I'm like, man, am I gonna go down this fucking this visual novel rabbit hole? But the look of it is kind of throwing me off a little bit. It's kind of cool, it's kind of unique, but it also has this. It almost reminds me of
What's it called again?
1000X Resist. But it almost reminds me of that platinum game that came out on Nintendo a couple years ago. Fucking something chain. It's the one where you play as those like futuristic space cops, and you have that like monster thing that's on a chain attached to you.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can't for whatever reason I'm completely drawing a blank on
I,
what that's called,
I know what you're
but
talking about. Yeah,
yeah, it kind of reminds me of that visually, but I don't know. I may give it a go at some point. I got enough things to play right now that I'll probably venture into it later, but you know.
dude. I get also Mullet Mad Jack. I heard is awesome. Check that game out.
Yeah,
I heard
I heard
Mullet
that was
Mad
really
Jack
cool too.
is this. It's just I'm loving all of these studios and publishers, indie studios and publishers, just kicking ass right now.
Oh
Like
yeah.
they are fucking shredding right now. Like everybody in that medium is absolutely just fucking shredding, which leads me to talk about Cryptmaster. So this game is an awesome, huh?
Astral Chain. Sorry.
Astral Chain.
I had to look it
Gotcha.
up because I know I know Ed is screaming right
Oh,
now.
dude. Yeah, dude. Like he's like they're going, how do
Got
you
you,
guys
Ed.
not know? How do you guys not know?
I beat
Um,
it too, and I just completely forgot the name. Anywho.
no, Cryptmaster, dude. This is a
Yeah.
typing like think of oh my god, I've been saying this all week. Typing of the Dead.
Yep.
Um, mixed with like a dungeon crawl. Uh, just a world building game. There's cards. There's fishing. There is just a lot of stuff happening in this game, but it all is like sandwiched together in such an awesome presentation. Like this game, top to bottom, looks phenomenal. The black and white gray scaling of the game, or shading of the game, is awesome. The characters that you're provided are just so cool because you can level them up by learning different words. So you like basically like you're learning different words as attacks to attack the monsters in the dungeons or to use those words for some other stuff. And like there's like also like potion crafting. There's a lot going. There's a lot of story, dude. This thing is awesome, man. Like learning the words, finding bugs on the wall to like gain souls to then use those souls to heal outside of combat or to buy new cards for the card game called whatever in this game is so fucking fun. I'm on the third level of the game right now. Yeah, the third level of the game right now. So I've not finished it. I'm taking my time with it. I've seen people like complete it in like a couple hours, but I really want to take my time and like really thoroughly explore this game and everything it's got to offer. Your characters are Joro, Sin, Maz, and Nyx. Um, all with special abilities, different style of attack, um, and all level up differently, which I like a lot. Um, the Cryptmaster itself is so fucking cool. Like that character, and the voice acting is spot
Oh, it's perfect.
on. Like when he pops up on your screen, you're like, what the fuck? And it's like just talking to you. It reacts to your words. Like the game reacts very, very well to your words. Like shockingly well. I think I typed fuck, and like Cryptmaster like stopped the game. Was like, I've been like scouring these lands for thousands of hundreds of thousands of years, and I've seen the worst of the worst and the most disgusting creatures, but you by far are the most disgusting creature using that language. And I'm like, this fucking it sold me right then and there. We played the demo on Saturday night after Party Animals, basically. Me
Yeah.
and you. And because I saw Linko on Twitter talking about it. I'm like, all right, cool. Like I'll check this out. Downloaded the demo and immediately I didn't have $1 to my name really, and I just said fuck it, boom, Cryptmaster, I have to have it. Been playing it ever since. This game is amazing. It's I'm shocked how responsive it is to the words you type. It is a one word game. Like you're not going to be typing out sentences. It's like one word to like do things. And there's a lot of riddles in the game that I just absolutely love. That I was crushing actually, and I was stoked on that. I was crushing these fucking riddles. Um, and yeah, like the puzzles are cool. It's just an awesome experience. And to me, there's nothing quite like this out right now. And I don't think there has been anything really like this since again, like Typing of the Dead, and that's really it, man. But this is super. This is a special game, dude. This is incredibly special.
Yeah, it's very intelligent too. Like the things they thought about, like you said, somebody typing in fuck, which granted that's a neat low hanging fruit. Like somebody's going to type in fuck at
Yeah,
some point, but I mean they really thought of a lot of different things. Like you can type something out and Cryptmaster be like, "Well, why'd you say that?" And he'll actually reference the word. Like they
yes,
already put in the voice acting to be like, "Why are you saying this word?" Right? And so they really I was impressed by how much they thought about, okay, what is the person going to say? Why are they going to say it? In this situation, what's going to happen? Like, um, I don't think this is a huge spoiler because it happens super early on, but you come across an altar and you have to, it basically wants you to destroy the
defile it.
altar.
Yeah,
Yeah, to defile the altar. And so you're staring at this and you're trying to, figure out a word to type, and I go just jokingly like, fuck the altar.
yeah,
And as soon as you do that, the Crypt Master's like, ooh, let the debauchery
yes.
begin. And you're like, hell yeah.
I
Just
typed sex, and I was like sex, and he was like ooh, and I was like, oh
yeah.
shit! The game clicked immediately. Went, oh yeah, of course you would type that.
Yeah. The sense of humor in it's fantastic. Like the forethought to think of all of the different things that somebody is going to put into the prompts is really really well thought out. The and it's almost kind of Metroidvania like where it is like, oh, you got to get this before you can kind of move to this section, or
Yeah,
it becomes a bit of a maze if you aren't paying too much attention as well. Like real easy to kind of lose yourself. Like the dungeon crawling aspect of it is a lot stronger than it really needed to be,
dude.
because
Yeah,
I think the wordplay in the game alone is enough to carry it and still keep it as a good game, but the dungeon crawling, there's side missions, there's the collecting the bugs, there's collecting other things. You go around and you can find these chests and then you can get cool shit from the chests. You're figuring out your characters' backstories during all of this as you like when you fight in combat, like you can get a letter from
if you
from a
choose
word that
correctly. Yeah,
yeah, and you can choose that, and so if that letter falls into one of the words that's on your character at the moment, like that's how you build up your character and then get new attacks, get, new background info. Like everything about it is just so well thought out and
so
just
cool.
it is a very, very unique game, and the art style is like this monotone, like just
Yeah,
black and white, nothing crazy, but it's very eye-catching. Like I remember I saw it before you actually kind of started talking about it. I'm like, what is this game? And I was gonna go back and check it out a little bit later, and then you were saying that you were playing the demo, and I mean, the art style is
Yeah.
it actually reminds me a touch of like Oberdin, the Return of the Oberdin, which makes sense because one of the developers actually worked on the Return of the Oberdin, but absolutely just nailed it with this one, and people are talking about it for good reason. This isn't just a haha, look at this game. Like it is genuinely a great game.
Dude, the combat alone, like, I didn't like doubt that I was gonna love this game, and I love this game. Let's say that right now. I love this game. The combat itself is super fun. Like, it's
Yeah.
so fucking because you're like, you have four characters to choose from at all points, and like each character has a cooldown. So if you type like the word boot for Joro, you know, Joro's on a cooldown now. So you also now have Sin, Nyx, and Maz. So like you okay, so like cool, like I can like buff Sin with the word poke. So I buff Sin's murder word, and like then I can also still attack with Nyx using the word zap or crabs or salmon or whatever have you. I'm spoiling words. Write these down.
Yeah, way to go, asshole.
Whatever. But I love like the flow of combat. I've got my ass kicked a few times. Then I go back. I'm like, no, no, motherfucker, I got this. But everything's random. Like enemies are randomized in dungeons, so I like that as well. Um, yeah, man, this game is incredibly impressive. I'm not gonna give it a final review score yet. If I had to give it a score, it's getting a 9.5 though,
Yeah.
because simply
Yeah.
how innovative this game is, how unique it is, how fun it is to play. It is addicting. It is funny. It is charming. Like the characters you meet in the game are awesome. Everything's well thought out. So like, I mean, hats off to Paul Hart and Lee Williams on this one, man. Like you guys really fucking swung and hit that ball out of the fucking field. This is
Yeah.
this. I would love to see more Cryptmaster, more merchandise, more game. I don't know. Oh my god, if I could stop coughing, dude, that'd be awesome for audio.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not far enough to really give it a proper review score of any capacity, but I strongly recommend checking this out. It is fantastic. It is such a simple concept in theory, but it is executed so well that it really stands out. Like, and I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of games that are going to follow this and try to do similar things.
Yeah,
There's going to
there
be
will be.
copycats of this game, but it's going to be hard to master the same effect that they have captured here for sure. I did want to give a shout out to one other quick game, and I won't talk
Yeah.
about it too much, but I have also been playing another roguelike game called Chrono Arc.
Okay.
It's almost visual novel style. There's like a little bit of an overworld that you're walking through, and you're almost a chibi little styled character, like could kind of take or leave that aspect of it, but it's a very clever kind of deck building game of sorts. Um, it's really pretty neat. The art style overall is actually pretty strong, and they do a lot of really cool stuff with you go through worlds similar to like a Hades, where you go after you finish one world, you move up to the next one and the next one, and then you continue on that path. Um, I don't have a ton to say about it because I really haven't put that much time into it. I guess it shows about 3 hours, but it's good. It's very very good. A lot of people that I was seeing in the reviews were talking about it being their favorite deck building roguelike game, and I can see why. It definitely has that effect. It's very impressive what they've pulled off here, but again, it's kind of one of those like the story seems to be kind of interesting and could potentially be something that is, you know, very good in the long run. But from a bare bones basic like starting off, it's not too super crazy.
Gotcha.
But it does try to explain why it is a roguelike rather than just being like, oh, it's just a roguelike. Like, that's just what it is. It kind of goes the route again of Hades of being like, oh, no, you're like legit dying and then you just kind of come back type of thing. It does it more elegantly than that, but very, very cool game. If you're looking for another roguelike, I know I'm hitting pretty heavy on the roguelikes like
Yeah, dude. What's
recently,
going on
but
with you?
I don't know. My ADD or ADHD is just out of control
I
here.
think you just like to
It's
be
like,
punished.
let's just jump. I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a kink. I'm not sure.
Is it?
We'll unpack that later.
Okay.
Um, but very good. Very cool. Solid deck building roguelike game. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Super anime style though. So if you're not into the anime style,
Which,
you're not gonna like this.
yeah, which I'm out. It's just cool to see a lot of these like different style again with Cryptmaster, right? Like these different styles of games really taking the forefront right now. Look at Animal Well. Everyone loves that game. That game is unlike anything really out right now, right? Like
Oh yeah.
it's like taking the world by like the gaming world by storm. Everyone loves Animal Well. So that's fucking dope. Um I got to mute for the podcast. I just had to cough very fucking hard. That sucked. So the YouTubers, sorry about that, guys. Do have a bit of news. I have couple pieces of news I want to bring up quickly. Uh, we know the name of Valve's next game, and it is
Yeah.
called Deadlock. So what was once Neon Prime is now Deadlock. There have been domain requests for playdeadlock.com. Yeah, it's the same style of domain request that was made for when Artifact was coming out. So we know that hints towards Valve. Tyler McVicker had a video out today with Tyler McVicker, formerly Valve News Network. He had a video out today where he was talking about Deadlock. It's 6v6 in this like a MOBA third-person shooter tower defense style game, from what we're hearing. It is in very closed alpha. Uh, I guess the story goes like a lot of these people are not under NDA. It's more of like a firm handshake from Valve saying, "Hey, don't be a dick." Like I guess
Huh.
that's typically how Valve does their alpha, which seems to. I mean,
Somebody's gonna be a dick.
it already leaked.
Yeah.
Like a photo I posted in the general chat leaked. Um, but I mean, like, if that's all that's happening, it's just a photo, and like some like we already know that it was going to be a bit of a hero shooter. So like, I mean, it's cool that Valve is doing that. It's like really heavily steeped in fantasy as well. So think of like Dota, like that realm, Dota with like a little bit of sci-fi, I guess, because it was originally gonna like have their other first party properties in the game type thing, like and mixed with like sci-fi and fantasy, and then that didn't like bold well with a lot of people. They're like, I don't. They went back like, okay, let's make it just fantasy. So I'm cool with that. This sounds interesting, and I hope it smashes the fuck out of Overwatch.
Well, it certainly feels like the whole hero shooter genre is kind of something that a handful of years ago there was a couple games that came up around the same time as Overwatch, and Overwatch absolutely crushed everything that came
Yeah,
up against it. Well, now Overwatch is floundering, and there's a window for other games to come in. Like there's that Marvel game that's
yep.
coming out, which I saw some footage from that, and it fucking looks exactly like Overwatch.
Hey,
The
wink,
art
wink.
style is the same, right?
I might have an in for some keys for you and me.
Oh, hell yeah.
I won't
Uh,
reveal the source. Sorry.
okay. Yeah, that would be wise.
That was an ugly
But
fucking face I just made too.
it
That's good.
wasn't great.
Nope.
Certainly was not great.
Go on.
But yeah, it was kind of weird because watching the health bar, like as you would hit somebody, it would do it
Like the
the almost
tick.
the exact same. Yeah,
Oh,
the tick that Overwatch does. Like there was a lot of it that I'm like, boy, this is on that edge of being like a problem.
let me stop you there. I double dog dare Blizzard to say something to the mouse.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely. They won't, but it does seem like there's a lot of people that are out for Overwatch's bag that they fumbled so heavily.
All I'm going to say is, why not Valve? We haven't had a new game from them
Yeah.
since Alex. CS2, whatever. I mean, it's not whatever. CS2 is a big deal. But what I'm saying is a new property from Valve. So this is cool. This is if
Yeah,
usually when
absolutely.
something is in the way it was explained was usually when something is this far into alpha, it's pretty much like ready to be advertised and ready to be like, hey, get ready that you're gonna play this very soon. It's Valve. They do what the fuck they want. They march to the beat of their own drum.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't
I
be
bet we
shocked to
see it
see
by
it.
this fall for sure.
I wouldn't be shocked to see it
Maybe it'd be Summer
sooner.
Games Fest, huh?
I mean, Steam is there, and that's only
Fucking
round
shadow
one.
drop that.
I would lose my mind if we got a new Valve game. I don't, I'm excited, man. And if it's Valve that takes Overwatch off its pedestal, I'm so okay with that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Deadlock. Uh, look out for that. I'm excited. It's not Half-Life 3, but come on.
And it never will be.
No. Do you have any news, buddy? Oh, and
I
Assassin's Creed, the new trailer for that came out.
Yeah, and oh fuck. So I've shit on Ubisoft probably more than any other company in my entire time of podcasting. I will say that this trailer, I thought it looked pretty cool, like Japanese
Yeah,
fucking
feudal Japan.
Assassin's Creed, but also, Ghost of Tsushima just came to PC, and I know that game's good, so there's that. Also,
Oh,
if you're really wanting to get your feudal Japan on, there's, Sekiro or like
you
a
can go watch
million
Shogun.
other games. Yeah, go watch Shogun, which was fucking fantastic, by the way. Yeah, I'm just not. I
I'm not
don't
buying into it.
know. I'm not either. I just don't trust Ubisoft, to be perfectly honest. As much as 10 years ago, if you would have told me this was happening, I would have been entirely on board. But I can't get over the fucking map vomit bullshit that they have going on over there in all of their games. Like their games have a certain DNA, and I'm just not here for it. So,
No, I'm not either.
you know what? I do kind of. It could potentially be a cool game, and I know we
I
have
hope it
some
is.
some friends of ours that are like pretty stoked on Assassin's Creed stuff. And I know Mirage seemed to do fairly well, but God, I don't know, man. I'm not digging it.
No, no, I'm not. No, you all right, buddy? You're zoning.
I'm not zoning.
You're
I'm just
zoning,
hanging
bro.
out.
You're zoning. We're not just hanging out. We're recording a podcast that's going to be listened to by people. Not giving a number.
Okay. Most definitely
A
not zoning, but
game.
no, that's cool. You go ahead and try to fucking fire shots at me again, motherfucker.
Yeah,
We'll do this.
I thought
We'll
I
do
had it.
this.
I thought I had it, bro. I did not. No, you know what, man? With Assassin's Creed, I'm glad they're not releasing every year at this point. But at the same time, I just feel like it's gonna be the
But they kind
same.
of are.
Yeah, they fucking kind of are. It's just gonna be the same rinse repeat bullshit. It could be cool if they change
Oh
the
yeah.
combat up to where you're actually fighting like a samurai. But it's Assassin's Creed. I don't know. I've been out since like 3, and
Yeah, that was
I
the last one I got real heavy into.
I
I
just
wanted to like Origins and I wanted to like Valhalla, but man, I couldn't. Like I bet you I played 30 hours of Valhalla and barely made a dent in that fucking game.
fuck
It
that
is
game.
massive.
Fuck that
To
game.
the Yeah, and we've joked about it before. Like there was the one portion where you go and do that side mission, and you go in, and that those people were like, I don't know what they were trying to do here, but they had these people in this house that were like, hey, set my house on fire. That's the only way I can get off. And you're like, what the fuck is happening? And so you legit set their house on fire, and they're sitting on a bench just going, oh yeah, oh yeah. And you're like, why was this a fucking thing? Also, why the fuck did you just have them sitting on a bench that you can very clearly see them just sitting on this bench talking to you as you sit there?
The Sims did it
It's just
better than you, man. The Sims did
yeah,
it better
right?
than you.
Like, I just I Ubisoft is such a weird fucking company, and I don't care for any of their fucking games. I just
No.
don't.
At this point, no. It is what it is.
Yeah,
So, do you have any news you wanted to bring up, buddy?
I do not.
Okay. Do you want to cap the episode off with a little special treat?
Is this a question you actually wanted me to answer?
Yeah.
I thought it was a rhetorical question. Yes, I would like to talk about the thing we talked about prior to
All
recording. Yes.
right. I'm not feeling good, so my brain's on fire. uh, so this year for TV has been pretty awesome, I would say. The two shows that obviously stick out to me the most so far, or a couple shows, Shogun has been amazing. Fucking Fallout series was a smash hit. 80 million people tuned into that. That's
Crazy.
fucking awesome. Season 2 is good. They're gonna up the budget, man. That show is about to look fucking even better. Um, and X-Men 97. We're ending it on X-Men 97 because of how special this show is. Like
Yes.
when you when I was a kid, I remember tuning into I think it was Disney. No, it wasn't. Fox? It was like Fox Kids on Saturday or something like
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna say, Fox owned the rights to X-Men for the longest time.
Yeah, I forget what station it was, but I remember Saturday mornings would come up, and then it was X-Men and Spider-Man and just all these awesome hero shows. But like I remember being in a Pizza Hut with my mom, and we were leaving, and they're like, "Oh, don't forget your VHS," because like I don't know why we bought enough pizza. Like, oh, here's your X-Men VHS, and I was like, "Oh, dude, sweet," and like just pop that bitch into the VCR player, and immediately, and I was like, "Whoa, this is just insane." So to capture that moment again in my 30s with a TV show that didn't shy away from its 90s animation, its 90s humor, it's just like the feel of it was so fucking good and special, and they treated the characters so well after stepping away from them for so long and coming back. You could tell that this was a passion project and that they
Oh yeah.
wanted this to be loved as much as they loved the characters in it, because every character is treated so respectfully. They look awesome, the costumes are amazing, the voice actors are just crushing it, like, and the themes here in this X-Men 97 are so fucking awesome because it's X-Men, right? Nothing like there's you get your jokes, you have your goofy moments, but X-Men's a very serious show about segregation and racism, and they tackle those topics. They're and it gets adult. Like it gets to the point where the X-Men are swearing and like it's a bit more violent than it was in the 90s, and like you have a bunch of awesome heroes. I'm like stoked right now. You have a bunch of awesome heroes popping in every episode, a bunch of awesome mutants. You have some incredible heartbreaks throughout the entire series, whether it be a quick
Yeah.
one liner that like just gets you, because that's what happened yesterday. I literally told Brody this morning, I'm like, dude, I was on my couch damn near fucking crying. Um, man, this show is something special, man. And as an X-Men fan, Brody's a huge X-Men fan too. Shit, when Brody came to Michigan, we went to a comic shop, and I won't disclose the amount spent, but Brody had a field day at the
$100
comic
bucks.
shop. Huh?
$100.
Cool. Okay, you did it. I didn't do it. You did it. But
I don't care.
Brody had a field day on those X-Men comics, dude, like searching feverishly for Rogue and Gambit and Wolverine issues. And I mean, if you look at Brody's arm, you can see Wolverine right there.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
this was special, and I'm so glad this happened. And there's no way with what Disney is putting into this. I mean, fuck, dude, they rented a house or bought like this mansion for Airbnb and they it's Xavier's School for the Gifted. They literally just designed it to look like the fucking mansion.
Yeah.
That's insane. This show fucking rules. I'm gonna just say right now, I would like to do a full episode on this eventually. Um, but 10 out of 10. This is a perfect cartoon, perfect show, perfect fucking
Yeah.
show. Uh, we will be going to spoilers in a minute here after
I
Brody.
don't know if we should
You
if
don't
we're
think
gonna
so?
do a full episode. There's no reason to at that point.
Do you want to do a
Like,
full episode? I think we could do it.
I mean, yeah, I'm down.
Fuck yeah. That's less work for us. That's what that means in the business. Yeah, please share your experiences with this show.
Listen, news is getting slim right now because Summer Games Fest is right around the corner. Everybody's keeping everything close.
You know what's stupid? I stopped drinking now, but as soon as Summer Games Fest happens, we're gonna be on Twitch or whatever we're gonna be doing, and I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, that game's pretty cool." Every year I get so drunk during the day. I go upstairs. My wife's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Summer Games Fest." And
Summer Games
she's
Fest.
like, "I guess I'm happy you're not out and about right now."
Yeah. So yeah, I'm a huge X-Men fan, like Marvel in general. I have a full Marvel sleeve. I have, let's see, I have Rogue, I have Gambit, I have Wolverine, and I have Phoenix all tattooed on me.
So cool.
Yeah, and this did not disappoint in any capacity. It was amazing. The art style, it, I know a lot of people were kind of bummed about the art style not being very detailed. But that being said, it was intentionally designed that way so they could focus on more complex animations for like the battles and everything.
Oh, that
And
looks
on
so
top
good.
of that, it looks great. Like it may take you the first episode to kind of get used to it, but it happens so quickly. Like within the first episode, there's a fight scene like 5 minutes into it, and they actually make Cyclops look cool, which is impressive.
Scott Summers isn't too much of a weenie in this series either.
Yeah.
I don't hate Cyclops.
I'm not a huge he falls into that Boy Scout
Okay,
territory, and I
Logan.
no, he 100 fucking percent does.
I know, but that's such a
He's
Wolverine line
oh yeah. Yeah. He's the fucking Captain America of the X-Men. Like,
with hot
come
eyes,
on. Yeah, with
spicy
hot
eyes,
eyes.
spicy eyes.
But no, they fucking killed it here. They hit, like you said, they hit a lot more adult beats, but also like not to the point of being something that I wouldn't let my kids watch it
Exactly.
necessarily.
Yep.
Like they don't it's not like super violent or super gory or super like there's not, sex scenes or anything crazy like that, right? Like it is still an animated show, but it is a mature animated show to the point of being able to hit some of those hard topics and the harder things where, kids it may go over their heads, but it's still there. And I think they found that good balance of making something that you could still watch with kids of a certain age and still enjoy it as an adult too. And obviously this is a love letter from people who grew up watching X-Men as well. Like or even, working on it. I don't know everyone that was behind this necessarily, but it is most definitely a love letter. Um all of the characters that they do include in this are fantastic.
Morph is my
Even you
boy, dude.
I was gonna say even Morph, who is creepy as fuck, is a great character in this. Logan is pretty cool. Like I didn't care so much for the voice actor for Logan initially, but you kind of snap into it
Yep.
pretty quickly. Again, it's one of those things that like it's off-putting for the first line, and then after that, you're like, yeah, this is just what it is. It's cool. But it still did a great job with it. Like I said, they made Cyclops actually kind of cool. Like, and I'm not going to touch on all of the other, characters that they have in there because some of them are, spoiler territory for
Some
sure.
of them are
Um,
bombshells, dude. You're like,
oh
what?
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't have expected this. Like, but they do a good job, and they basically pick up where the original series left off and just roll with it.
So fucking
And
crazy, dude.
if you're not caught up on the original series, don't feel like you have to go back and watch it. I recommend it just because it's fucking great. But
Yeah.
you certainly can jump into this and enjoy it for what it is, especially if you have any knowledge of X-Men. And even if you don't, you'll figure it out pretty quick. Like they do a good job of making it friendly to beginners or people new to that franchise, and kind of introducing you in a way that doesn't feel too polarizing, I would say. Granted, I also know a lot about X-Men, like, but I think it would be friendly enough to people that are just kind of, hey, I don't want to go back and watch all of the episodes from the 90s, but I'd like to, watch this. You definitely can. But there are tidbits for people who are original fans, or little, little things here and there that are, hey, that's a cool like cameo, or that's a cool thing that nobody else is gonna really pick up on, but it neat little Easter egg type of deal. And then the ending is fucking wild.
Dude.
Basically, the last three episodes are like a movie,
Yeah.
more or less. And the very last episode was like 43 minutes, whereas most of them were right around that 22 to 24 mark. Um, but yeah, it doesn't overstay its welcome. It kind of gets in, gets out. I'm disappointed that there's only 10 episodes right now. And I am glad that they do have that simpler art style, because another part of that is, it lends itself to being kind of not necessarily, put out there too quickly, but it will be something that they're going to be able to turn around faster than some other things. So I do hope to see this, probably early next year. I bet they'll start rolling out more episodes, and definitely would love to see this train just keep on fucking trucking.
Oh yeah, dude. I think we're gonna start seeing more news about it later in the summer.
Yeah.
Like we'll definitely see more news. I'm a bit disappointed. Not a whole lot of merchandising going on for this. You got your
They
figures,
did a shit job of fucking merchandising this.
dude.
They
You could have.
advertise their own store when you click on it in Disney
It
Plus,
doesn't
and
work.
it took you it took me to a store at least, but
Okay.
there's like 7 items maybe, and they're not great. They're not anything all that impressive. Like I think there was one item that I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
The
But
only thing I want is Magneto's helmet.
yeah, that'd be
It's 60
sweet.
bucks. I'll bite the bullet here soon and get that. That'll look
Yeah,
awesome somewhere. But like,
somewhere.
I don't know where I'm gonna put shit anymore. Um, no, dude, that bummed me out because there's so many figures. Like you could do like the small ones. You could do a 12-inch figure. Like
Oh
not the
yeah.
shit you see at Meyer or Target. Like those ones suck. But, like you throw X-Men '97 on a packaging, any sort of like package. Throw your character like there's no morph figure. Why? Like morph rules. Gambit. Like dude. Like I there are figures and they are neat, but they're not. There's so much more they could be doing with that. So that's the only thing I'm kind of sitting there going, Disney, what are you doing? Like this did so well. Like it's critically acclaimed. Everybody loved it.
Yeah.
Why? Like the soundtrack came out, cool. Why are you not pressing that on vinyl?
Oh, absolutely.
Why are you not doing an
I would buy
art
that in a
book?
fucking heartbeat. I'm such a mark for that
I am
shit.
too. But like, why are you not making an art book? Why are you not like? There's a lot you could be doing here with this, and I think they're fumbling it. But that's not a mark on the show. That's not the showrunner's job to do that. That's marketing at that point. So
Yeah.
figure it the fuck out. Let's get some cool shit out there, and I'll gladly buy toys. I mean, I fucking pre-purchased the Street Shark figure, dude. I don't give a fuck. I give a fuck, dude. That's
Hell yeah.
hell yeah. 1 minute.
Oh
YouTube's gonna be
yeah.
so cool, dude. um, yeah, dude. X-Men '97 doesn't skip a beat, man. It was a great feeling to watch that again and experience what I experienced as a kid with these characters and these emotions and like, I mean, fuck, dude. There's everyone knows if you haven't watched it, you've heard episode 5 is like the episode you'll cry at.
Mhm.
That's so true.
Oh, absolutely. That one fucked me up. I'm like, "God, no."
Perry was
That was
watching me. Yeah, go on.
that one yeah, that one fucking hurt, for sure, but sorry.
No, Perry was watching me yesterday watching it, and I'm sitting on the couch like this. Like there's certain things happening, and like just one little one rolled down. She's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah." I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say to
Fucking
that. Yeah, I understand it's X-Men, but yeah, I am
Yeah,
crying.
I got face tats, but I'm crying in X-Men, you
Don't
right.
I don't give a fuck. Those are, but the thing is, like, all of our heroes are coming back in such an awesome way right now.
Yeah,
Like, and if this is how they're going to treat 90 like X-Men cartoon, I am so stoked to see what they're going to do for the movie.
yeah.
I think Deadpool Wolverine's going to kick off the X-Men universe. By the way, that's my theory.
Oh, I think so too. I think that's most definitely they're out there going with that,
Let's go, baby. That comes out
which
soon too.
I'm yeah. Yeah, June? July?
I think
July?
June. I think June.
Ooh,
Dude, if
boy.
we got a lot of cool X-Men, because I mean, I don't give a fuck. It's Deadpool's pretty much X Force, whatever, dude. It doesn't
July 26th.
July. Okay, okay, okay. Get ready for that. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
X Men '97, man. Like that's
Yeah,
short.
we definitely yeah, we could do a whole episode for sure.
Cool. All right, so
Or at
plan
least
on
a
that.
good portion of an episode.
Plan on that. Is there anything else, Brody, that you want to discuss on this episode, or do you want me to wrap it up?
I'd say put a nice little bow on it.
All right, you ready for these
Give it a
plugs?
kiss and then send it out to,
Okay,
the people.
that looked
There you go.
didn't look like a kiss, huh?
Uh-uh.
It was a big one I had in my hands there. Anyways, please check out all the shows that we have, which is just us and WSD and Beyond and Roll for Deception, Brody's
Hey.
Real Play D&D podcast, right? Real Play?
Yeah. Actual
Hey,
play? I
actual
don't
play.
I don't
I don't fucking know. It comes out every Wednesday, right?
Typically, yeah, we ended up having to miss this week, but we'll actually be back in Nick's World next week, and so we will have an episode next week, and it will come out on Wednesday, and then I think we're taking another week off because of Memorial Day, and we'll be back at some point.
Cool.
So yeah, it's all fucky, but we'll get there.
Life finds a
Hmm.
way. So please check out Roll for Deception. Also, please go check out our buddy Justin Sirois's Kickstarter for the Dread Risen Morkborg figure. Right after
Yeah,
that interview, Brody bought a bunch of Morkborg stuff and
I
backed
did.
the Kickstarter. So that's fucking awesome. Justin was amazing. If you haven't listened to that episode yet, please do. He is so fucking cool. The project him and the Morkborg guys are working on is so fucking cool. You'll love it. You're gonna love it. Go check it out, please. Um, Join the Spawn Camp. It's free. Final Boss Longy are the sponsors as always. We rep them. By supporting them, you directly support us. And yeah, man, more X-Men talk very soon. And we have a surprise episode coming up for you guys that I think everyone's gonna love. We're working out some finite details, some pretty cool shit that's about to pop off on the WASD and Beyond podcast. Stay tuned. We will see you guys next week. Until then, take it easy.
Bye.
Oh my. Okay, that's on YouTube. That's on YouTube. I got to pee so bad. Bye, YouTube.